Namaste. Greetings on this very auspicious Guru Pournima day. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Parabrahma, Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. May the great Guru, the Paramatma, bless all of us on this auspicious day of Guru Pournima. The Guru Pournima is also called as the Vyasa Pournima. Though nowadays there are so many gurus and everybody uh, uh, is celebrating in their own way, the Guru of Gurus is Vyasa Maharshi. Vyasa Maharshi is considered as the Guru incarnation of Sri Mahavishnu himself. So why is this day celebrated worldwide in such a great respect, reverence? Because this Sanatana Dharma is basically dependent upon Vedas. And Vedas are a huge mass of knowledge which was rishis saw in their meditation, in their tapasya. And it's a really very huge mass. So it was handed over in the oral tradition from generation to generation so perfectly. But by the time the Kali was about to start at the end of Dwapara Yuga and Kali, Vyasa Maharshi has taken birth by a divine intervention. And it is realized that the people in Kali, that our generations, the lifespan is limited and our attention span is limited, concentration is less, we are less hardworking. So there is no way so much Veda knowledge can be learned and passed on to other generations by any individual. That is when Vyasa Maharshi undertook this great job of dividing Vedas into the 4 Vedas, Rig, Yajus, Sama, and Atharvana, and taught them to each of his disciples and asked them to propagate that particular Veda. That means the 1/4 of the original Veda Rashi. So that kind of a classification and division of Veda knowledge is called Vyasa. The division is called as Vyasa in Sanskrit. And that's why, as he has done it for the Vedic knowledge, the Maharshi came to be known as Veda Vyasa. His original name was Krishna Dvaipayana. So he didn't stop his this one contribution there. He went on to write the Panchama Veda Mahabharata, consisting of 1,00,000 slokas, perhaps the largest epic in the world. And that is called as Panchama Veda because it reflects all the Vedic teachings in a more easier way, easily understandable way for a common man. And that is why that is another big contribution. Then he didn't stop there. He went to write 108 Puranas. Purana, the language is very, very subtle, and the format is in the form of stories. So even people with a little formal education or no formal education also can understand the gist of the Vedas. So that is another major contribution of Maharshi Veda Vyasa in the way of Puranas. Then he did stop there also. He went further, and there are at least 108 Upanishads, which are considered as the knowledge part of Vedas. That's why they are called Vedantas. So there are a lot of concepts. The core philosophy of Vedas lies in the Upanishadic part. And there are 108 Upanishads. And the syllabus is very vast, varied, and each narration of the Upanishads is of a different style. That created a lot of confusion, requiring a lot of time and labor to learn them. So what he did was, he has organized all that teaching into the sutras called as Brahma Sutras or Badrayana Sutras, which are called by his name. And subsequently, they were all commented by Adi Shankara, Ramanujacharya, Madhvacharya, and all, and form the core teachings of the knowledge part of the Vedas. Thus, his contribution to Sanatana Dharma, not only Sanatana Dharma, to the entire knowledge of the human race, was unimaginable and unreplicable. That is why today, being his birthday, Ashadha Pournima, is celebrated worldwide as a Vyasa Pournima and Guru Pournima. Subsequently, people started worshipping their own gurus, but today, all of us cannot forget the greatest contribution of sage Vedavyasa, Maharshi Vedavyasa, to human knowledge and try to preserve it. And he has done it very, very successfully. Then nowadays we see so many people whom people are addressed as gurus. They call themselves gurus, and there are several chelas who call their gurus as gurus. So who is a true guru? The Parameshwara, Lord Shiva himself, defined it as Gukaro Anthakarasya Rukaro Tan Nirodhakaha. The syllable Gu represents darkness, the darkness of ignorance within us. And the Ru represents the light, which dispels that darkness. And the light is the knowledge. So the darkness is the ignorance and the light is the knowledge. So what exactly is this darkness? Basically, we are the immutable, unperishable bundle of bliss called Satchidananda. That is our Atma Swarupa. That is the nature of our Atma or soul. That is what we are in truth. But we get attached to the body and the mind and start thinking that this mass of blood and flesh and this bundle of thoughts, that is we. So this is because we are covered by Maya or ignorance, and that is represented by darkness. And the knowledge that we are not just this body, or we are not just this mind, that kind of, but we are the Satchidananda Atma. That is what is the knowledge. And by knowing that, we are ever blissful and lead a life more meaningfully. That's why in the Parameshwara himself, in the Skanda Purana, he describes the various types of gurus. One is called as Suchaka Guru, who teaches us different subjects in schools and institutions, the mundane knowledge. All of us are like that. And the second is the Vachak Guru, who orates and guides on who is God. Possibly all these people who tell pravachans come under this category of Vachak Gurus. Then comes the Bauddhic Guru. Bauddhic Guru is who guides us about spiritualism and relevant methods. That is where our journey to spirituality starts. Then the final one is the Nishiddha Guru, who teaches us, things like Tantra and others. And the mainstream gurus do not recommend this kind of Nishiddha Gurus. Then comes the Vihit Guru, who guides us about how to initiate the journey of spiritualism, which means they are the ones who give us mantras and monitor our sadhana, and they are called as Vihita Gurus. And then Karnakya Guru, who encourages us to become an ascetic, to further take us into higher sadhana. And the ultimate Guru is the Param Guru, who wards off our spheres with the Shaktipat and frees us from the bondage of life and death, and who takes us to moksha, salvation, nirvana, whatever you call it. Then, what does actually Guru do? The Guru doesn't transform us, doesn't do anything active for us, but what he does is very passive. He points us what we are, thereby dispelling the ignorance that we are this body-mind complex and not we are not the body-mind complex, but the Atma. Sri Ramakrishna Paramahamsa used to tell a parable where a lion gave birth to a cub in a forest and died. And that cub was brought up by a flock of sheep. So the baby lion grew with the flock of sheep, used to eat grass and gloat like a sheep. And she started growing up with the sheep. One fine day, another lion came and started chasing this flock of sheep. And these sheep started running to save their life. And when attacking lion saw that there was another lion in the flock of sheep, which was, running along with the sheep to escape from the lion. This lion went and caught hold of the other lion and say, why are you running? She said, I am a sheep. So I'm afraid of you, you may eat me, that's why I'm lying. But the lion said, no, you are not sheep, you are actually a lion, just like me. So the other one doesn't believe what this lion said, attacking lion said. So this attacking lion drags this other lion to a freshwater pond and shows her image, and shows that this other lion is exactly similar to the predator lion. And she roars and asks this other lion also to roar like him. And pleasantly, the other lion starts roaring and suddenly realizes she is a lion and not a sheep. So we also think we are this finite body, we are this fluctuating mind, and suffer all the sufferings in the samsara. But what Guru does is to tell that you are divine Sachidananda, the lion within yourself, the Atma. So once he gives us that knowledge, he shows that you are like me, who has realized Sachidananda, you are no different. And that is how the Shishya becomes like Guru, like the lion has discovered her own true form. That's why in Upanishad also say, Acharya Purva Rupam Ante Vasyuttara Rupam Vidya Santhihi Pravachanagum Sandhanam. In the Sanatana Dharma, the Guru, by way of teaching, becomes the student. So Acharya Purva Rupam, that's the beginning form is the Acharya, and the second form is the Sishya, and the Pravachanam or the teaching is the method, and by teaching, the Acharya verily becomes the student. Such is the great relationship of teacher and taught in our Sanatana Dharma. Then one word about moksha and nirvana. A lot of people think that moksha means it is the posthumous achievement. Once we die, we attain moksha or nirvana kind of a thing. No, it's a real-time achievement. It's a real-time achievement of living life in a blissful, enlightened manner. A life full of fulfillment. We have to remember this. Satchidananda is bliss and enlightened living. And that is what we learn from Guru, true Guru, not what happens after the death. Then the other important aspect is like the Vigraha Aradhana. We worship God in the form of a Vigraha, idol. But we invoke the presence of Almighty into the Vigraha. Similarly, the external Guru is like idol, Vigraha. The true Guru is within ourselves. And the true Guru's place is in the true Guru's place, which is in the Ajna Chakra, the brow center. It's the brow center, which is between just above our eyebrows. It is called as the Guru Chakra. And that is the place where our inner Guru is there. What outer Guru says thus is to activate this Guru Chakra so that the learning software in our system becomes activated. So the inner Guru is within ourselves. What outer Guru does is to stimulate or activate this inner Guru. And this is supposed to happen by what we call as induction. Induction means like you take a magnet to a metal, that metal transforms, acquires magnetic properties. A similar kind of induction takes place in a genuine Guru-Sishya interaction. For that, what we need to do is to prepare ourselves by several techniques to train our inner Guru or to awaken an inner Guru. One of the very popular exercises is called as Tarataka. Tarataka means a constant gaze. We take a light, a candle light or something, and keep on looking at it without blinking as much time as we can. Then once the eyes get fatigued and tired, we close our eyes and see the same highlight at near the brow. And that is, and we continue to meditate on that light. Like that, we keep training and the duration gradually increases. And it's a very powerful and helpful exercise to awake the inner Guru. Then the other one is called pranayama. Pranayama with the pranayama mantra. This is also called as ajapa japa. Ajapa japa means every one of us does without knowing it. So here what we do is we pay attention to the breath, starting from external nose up to the brow center and then follow it out. And when we are taking in, we call so and when we are exhaling, we call it as hum. And with some practice, actually, we can hear this so hum within ourselves without reciting. It happens very spontaneously, and it is called as Vyasa mantra. So that is another very powerful exercise. Then the same thing we can do with alternate nostril breathing, taking breathing from right nostril with the som, and the exhaling it with the other one with hum, and reversing it again, taking with so from the other nostril and exhaling with the this one. It is called as hum. The other one important thing is called as Brahmari Pranayama. Brahmari Pranayama, we close our ears and close our eyes, then take a deep breath and exhale with a Om sound. And exhale with a Om sound. And that is the Brahmari Pranayama. Then the other important one is to concentrate on the Ajna Chakra and keep chanting Om. And quickly, for about 10 minutes, it completely transforms your consciousness. Then one more final and very useful, this one is called Shanmukhi Mudra, where we close the ears with thumbs and close the eyes, nose and mouth, and start watching the this one remain start watching the breath as much with a concentration on the Ajna Chakra. And that is another very powerful exercise which awakens our inner Guru in ourselves. Then we hear so many people like Sri Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, Ramana Maharshi, and Sri Sri Chandrasekharendra Saraswati Paramacharya, who are very enlightened people and gave us a direction. And they brought such a very great and good name to Gurus, the very Guru clan. Whereas there are some others, the names which I don't want to take, who spoiled the reputation of Guru. In the name of Guru, they did a lot of, unwanted things. Actually, Sri Ramakrishna Paramahamsa used to call them as, there are two types of Gurus. One is Bodha Guru and another one is Badha Guru. Bodha Guru is the one who enlightens. Badha Guru is one who tortures. What he says is, when you choose your Guru, you have to be very careful and choose an enlightened Guru. So that enlightened Guru is like an anaconda and you are like a frog. When a frog goes near anaconda, it just gulps in a minute. It is easy for the frog, and the frog gets a salvation easily, and anaconda doesn't have any trouble. Whereas if you see the Badha Gurus, unenlightened or half-enlightened Gurus, they are like a regular snake, a cobra or something. They have a big frog and they try to swallow. The frog gets stuck in their mouth, and the frog does not die easily. And the snake also suffers because it cannot swallow and it cannot breathe. So, one of the important aspects is to choose a Bodha Guru and not a Badha Guru. How do we do that? There are two criteria. One is, you should approach a Guru where there is an established Guru Parampara. For example, the Adi Shankara Parampara is there. Guru Dattatreya Parampara is there. The Kriya Guru Parampara is there. Sri Ramanuja Parampara is there. ISKCON Parampara is there. Like that, you choose one authentic Guru Parampara and then go to this one. Go to a Guru who has a realization, which we can find out by inquiring with what has happened to his other students. And that's how we have to choose a proper guru when we give all our life in his hands. So here, this sacredness of Guru Parampara comes. Then once that passes, once you start on that, you become started becoming enlightened. Then you find, like what Guru Dattatreya said, everything around you becomes a guru to you. Like Dattatreya said, he has 24 gurus. Earth taught him tolerance, wind taught him detachment, sky taught him all encompassing ability, water taught him impartial love, and the moon uh, taught him unaffected this one by any phases. Then sun have taught that you think for others. Pigeon taught him detachment, so on and so forth. These 24 gurus have taught him a lot. Like that, everything around us, once we get into this inner guru is awakened, everything around us in the nature becomes a teacher for us. And then another important thing in this lineage is Guru Mantra. Guru Mantra is, we see Guru as a this one, God Himself. So we treat Him like a Trinity. Not only Trinity, above Trinity, the Parabrahma. So the way to chant Guru Mantra is called Murgi Mudra. You keep it like this, put it on the top of your crown, and then chant Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheswaraha, Guru Sakshat Parabrahma, Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Like that, you go on repeating, and it's a very powerful meditation. And you can start it any puja, dhyana, or any practice with this, it gives good results. Then meditation on Guru is also there, which is also a very powerful practice. The way we visualize a realized Guru, like Ramana Maharshi, Paramacharya, Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, sit before their photograph or a idol and connect with Agnya Chakra to Agnya, matlab bro to bro, then neck to neck, Vishuddhi to Vishuddhi, then Anahata to Anahata. These chakras, three chakras, feel as if you are connected to the Guru with these three chakras and meditate. Then the Guru's unconditional love and knowledge flow into you through those three chakras and transform your very being. Then the important aspect in this tradition, what we call as Guru Yoga, is Jnana Moolam Gurur Murti. You have to consider Guru Murti, Guru's body as the one object of meditation. Puja Moolam Guru Padam, and you worship the feet of the Guru, submit himself, complete Sharanagati to Guru. Mantra Moolam Guru or Vakyam, whatever Guru says, that has to be like taken as a mantra and to be implemented and realized. Moksha Moolam Guru Krupa. Moksha Moolam, salvation, nirvana or moksha is nothing but the grace of God. So our attunement with Guru should be of that high order, and Guru invariably delivers his job very efficiently when we submit completely with this kind of a Sharanagati attitude. Then we conclude this session with who is Sadguru. Brahmanandam Paramasukadam Kevalam Jnanamurtim Dvandvatitam Tribunara Gagana Sadrusham Tatvamasyadilaksham Ekam Nityam Vimalamachalam Sarvati Sakshi Bhutam Avatitam Trigunarahitam Sadgurum Tam Namami. This is a very popular shloka which is chanted before sadhana in several of Indic traditions. Brahmanandam rooted in the bliss, ultimate bliss. Paramasukhadam, not only that, he gives you that kind of, transmit the bliss to you. Kevalam Jnanamurtim is just an embodiment of the knowledge. Dvandvatitam, he is above the twin, this one you see, means the sukha, dukkha, and the pleasure or pain is above all that kind of pair of opposites. Gagana Sadrusham, he is as broad, as encompassing as the sky. Tattvamasya Adilaksham is very deep rooted into the Brahma Jnana. Tattvamasi means that you are. He should be able to tell us the truth, and then only we will be able to realize Aham Brahmasmi. That means I am